Okay, we gotta throw a little tray for you to throw up in, so that's okay. Yeah, the dizziness should probably be coming from the morphine, unless... let me go ahead and double check to check on that lung. Miss Bonnie, please do not do that. We are trying to save both of your lives. Alright, we gotta go do CPR. Get him to go back to breathing. Yes. Miss Bonnie, if you could please stay back in that room and let us work so that we cannot have you interfering because it messes things up. Yeah. Alright, patient is stable. Ugh. Okay, patient is stabilized. He's gone back to breathing, got his heartbeat rate back to normal. There is a small amount of bleeding on the left lung, a couple broken ribs.
Okay, it's not yeah, it's good.
Alright, you're breathing, sir. You're still in the hospital. Can you remember your name?
Sure.
Alright, sir. Can you remember your name? What is your name? Can you tell me? Oh god, no. I'm afraid that is not the right... your name, sir. Okay, not a very pleasant question, but can you tell me who is our current president?
Okay, one question. What year are we in?
Okay, do you recognize the lady in the room who is pacing in the room, worried sick for you right now? Alright, so we have a little bit of an amnesia problem. Alright, Mr. Sir, your name is Clyde Wong Dognut. The woman in the other room is your wife. The year is 2026, and our current president is Trump. Now, we are going to have to apply some... I know this is RP. We're going to have to apply some reverse amnesia narcotics, okay? Yes, you really got married to that beautiful woman in that other room who is worried sick of you, and she loves you very much. Oh my god, what is this? Alright, so since this is RP, we are going to apply some reverse amnesia drugs to try to bring you back.
Just trust us, sir. Yes, sir. We're not doing it.
Hooray! Oh, well, a mild drug. It's non-addictive. I promise. Nope, sir, you only needed it once. Now that you come back and you remember who you are, you also remember that you're a drug addict. Well, then that is why we will have to keep him monitored. If we have to lock him up in a psych ward, we will. Oh dear. Okay. So Miss Lana Amani is indisposed at the moment. Let's go ahead and do we might have to do an emergency surgery since you do in fact have a leaking lung. Okay, good to know. I do have that in your charts. We do understand that you have allergies, so that's why we avoided the penicillin on either drug. Hold on. You're not supposed to be talking. You're knocked out. I'm doing surgery. I'm trying to help heal your lung. Hi, Miss Champion.
Oh God, what did he do now? Oh my God.
Oh, he woke up. Well, let the record show the patient woke up singing and seems perfectly fine. Well, they got ran over by cars. He's got a punctured lung, messed up leg. He had a bit of amnesia at first, but we helped with that. And Miss Bonnie over here, we have to order her a new prosthetic for her leg. I called the place. They have the measurements on file. She says she doesn't have insurance. She had to pay for it in cash. So I just double checked for her to make sure that the place that she bought her last prosthetic from still has her measurements. We've cleaned their open wounds. He does unfortunately have his part of his ear was torn off. We've had to clean and close that wound. I do not know if a prosthetic for his missing ear is necessary. It's just as long as it's clean and healed. We've applied antibiotics. I do need to make sure that he has a small... yes, you did. I do need to make sure that he is given a mild anti-blood clot because he just got out of surgery. We do not want him to get any blood clots while he is healing. And we've also had to clean road rashes. No, you are not okay to drive, sir. You are just coming out of surgery, and I do not suggest you drive. I suggest you guys have to sit here for at least another 30 minutes before you go anywhere. And I will have to make sure that you are discharged. So far, all that's left to do is to have them rest because he just got out of surgery. We cannot let him drive anywhere for another 30 minutes.
Jesus.
Alright, so thank
So,
you.
okay, with the surgery and everything, I knew about that. I was just trying to figure out, did they get hit by a car or were they in a car accident? I know I did the wrapping, the wounds, and all that. That's the only part I didn't listen too clear.
Yeah, was it a bus or a car that you guys got hit by, or did you get into a car accident? Hit by a car. Okay. Do you know who was driving it? Did they hit you more than once?
Yeah, we look like, I kind of looked like a pancake that was doing over 70, so I couldn't get who it was, but yeah, I look like a pancake.
Alright, well, we've had to reset your leg, put a cast on it. I've had to sew up the part on where your ear got torn off. We had to do surgery to heal your lung. I've already cleaned up all the wounds all over, the road rash. Thankfully, you've got your memory back. And with Miss Bonnie, we have I gotta put a cast on her still, but she's got 3 broken spots in her leg. I've already called the place about her prosthetic. They said that they will have it ready for her when she's ready to go, pay for it, and get it. We've cleaned up her wounds, given you both medications. She does have a fractured rib, which unfortunately we can't do anything about. In real life, they can't. And 1 bruised rib. The pelvic bone has a small chip on the left side, but thankfully that is nothing serious. She's just right now she's feeling pretty numb from the waist down because of the adrenaline and probably because of the drugs we gave her. But so far all we really need to do is make sure we get a cast on her non-prosthetic leg, and you have to sit for a little while until the drugs wear off. Drugs wear off because I did have to give you non-penicillin drugs so that you can safely fall asleep and have the surgery done. I would suggest that you refrain from any strenuous activities, physical activity. You will need to rest for a couple days in order to heal, because if you do any too much exercise, too much working out, too much movement, it might open up your wounds again and cause more damage. I am also going to prescribe a okay, so this is kind of like when when somebody gives themselves injections for, diabetes. It's not the same kind of medicine. It's a mild non-blood clotting medication that should help keep you from getting blood clots while you are recovering from surgery, because that's one of the risks. We don't want you to get a blood clot while you're at home recovering. There is no internal bleeding. I've already checked you. You're fine. I think you were just still woozy because of the drugs. Now, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write a instruction. You're going to be discharged with instruction papers so that when you get home, there is going to be a strict diet that you will need to follow, Mr. Clyde. You cannot have anything with too much sodium in it for a while. Yes, you need to have a diet because you just came out of surgery. Your stomach is going to feel very sensitive from after coming out of that, okay? So you're going to need to stick to, for at least a day, you'll need to start, stick with eating only light crackers with, very little salt, low sodium chicken noodle soup, and once in a you can have a plain biscuit, but no salt. If you're going to have butter on it, you cannot have salted butter. Is that understood? And plenty of water. You need to drink, yes, crackers with the soup. Did you want to eat soup with crackers? Well, I'm afraid you cannot enjoy any cheeseburgers or donuts or sodas until 2 days from now. If you're going to eat if you're going to eat something for breakfast, you can have a piece of toast. I would stay away from the tea for a little while because that can cause acid in your stomach. No coffee, no tea for a day. You can have a piece of toast with a glass of milk. I know, it sucks. Alright, so again, you guys are going to need to sit back here for about 30 minutes before you are allowed to go home, and I would suggest you get a taxi to go back home, just to play it safe. You can start driving in an hour. Okay, well, I do remember that was in your chart, so I'm glad that I just wanted to confirm, because I didn't want to have to, like, tell you that it's not camo. So yes, you do have a camo-colored cast. Your wife also does have a cast on her non-prosthetic leg that is also in her favorite color as well. So, okay. Alright, again, you both have been prescribed medications, you've been cleaned up. Mr. Clyde, you just got out of surgery, so sit here for 30 minutes. You guys eat light soup, low-sodium soup with low-sodium crackers, a piece of toast with milk for breakfast if you want. But you gotta keep that diet for about a day. No hamburgers or any fatty foods for at least 2 days. That is high in acid, and since you just came out of surgery, it might make your stomach feel really owy or yucky. So maybe wait until tomorrow before you try tomato soup. Okay, now that we're all good here, you guys sit tight for 30 minutes and then call a taxi home, okay? I will start writing up the discharge papers at this moment.
Yeah, Clyde, there's a beer here for you.
Also, please, in the future, both of you, I want you to remember to look both ways before you cross the street. Okay? Alright. You're welcome.